Anyway, today.
Hi, I'm Shea.
And I'm
With
Shealyn.
all of the red over here.
Black,
And today we're doing black phone. Yeah, I like that.
Black phone.
Black phone. And I'm all in red. He wears a turtleneck. It's fine. Like the same.
Yeah. Hold it up that way the whole episode.
The whole episode.
Not awkward at all.
Like if I
almost. You nailed it.
I nailed it for a second.
You almost look as much like Ethan Hawke as I do.
So. Right? That's the look I'm going for.
Yeah.
Now I will say this. If you've not seen the movie and you plan on seeing it, stop now. We're going to spoil the shit out of this movie.
I loved it. I thought it was very well done. Cinematically beautiful. Mm-hmm. Everyone in it is so good. The kids are incredible. I'm always like, how do you get kids to act so great? I will never understand.
So this was based in 1978. It was set in 1978. And so what I thought was interesting was it totally captures the look of the 70s mm-hmm. and that nostalgic time for at least me, because I'm old.
I wasn't born yet, but I agree. You're not that much older than me.
But you make me...
You're like walking on a cane. You're not...
You make me feel like 5 million years old. That's what it is.
You were the other day. Oh, I'm 10 years older than you. I was like, no, you're not. I'm 37.
Hey, it feels like 10 years old.
So Black Phone, this is a Blumhouse film. I usually, like, if I see Blumhouse, I know I'm going to like it. This one I really liked. Like, it just had like a warm, fuzzy feel to it, even though it's a horror movie.
It's a horror movie, but it
was
did.
Like a loving horror movie.
It gives you that warm, fuzzy feeling.
Yeah.
And so Ethan Hawke worked again with this director. He did, I think, the Sinister with Ethan Hawke. So there are some Easter eggs in this movie for Sinister and for, I think, a couple other things as well. But it's just great. I mean... Some of it you got to really think about, and you're like, oh, okay. Yeah. And I love that if you go on YouTube, they have all these other people going, oh, the Black Phone explained. I'm like, why did you need explaining?
Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't watch anything like that. I felt like it was pretty self-explanatory. I guess if you wanted to go deep on some stuff, but I thought they did a great job with just the story in general. I mean, it's about a guy, the grabber, he's kidnapping, kids. I believe they're all boys.
They're all boys, young boys.
Yeah. In a small town, and he takes them to his basement. And I mean, I hope it doesn't do anything terrible to them. It doesn't go into that.
It does not.
Besides murder. I'm saying like any.
No, I think in the movie he beats them.
Yes.
Right, but then kills them. But then I think because it's based off a short story from Joe Hill, which is Stephen King's son.
I know. I couldn't believe that. I was like, my favorite nepotism.
That explains that.
Based on a short story, they said the script was written in 6 weeks. This movie was shot in 33 days. The Black Phone. Tell about the Black Phone.
Okay. So there's this phone in this basement. Now the grabber, it is a psychological supernatural thriller because a couple of the characters in this movie have a sixth sense or a supernatural ability to see or hear things. And so the young girl, Gwen, and her brother Finney, their mother had this ability, and I think they thought it was probably more like a schizophrenia, and it made her crazy and she ended up killing herself. We don't see any of that. It's all talked about. And so Gwen has the same ability. So she has these dreams that are very vivid and true to life. So she could kind of predict the future, but it's hit or miss, and she can't really understand it. She just sees images. And she thinks God has given her, or Jesus has given her, this ability. And I also had weird dreams growing up too, that I felt were deja vu or something, and you have that moment. So I feel like a lot of people can kind of relate to that with the deja vu. You're like, I dreamt this. Or maybe that's just me because I'm
but she gets like
crazy.
direct clues. Like she's getting stuff
she
that
sees like very specific
she knows
things.
about the black balloons. She knows that stuff that the police hasn't released yet. So
so then as it turns out, Finney later with the black phone can hear the black phone. He picks it up and the ghosts of the children that have been murdered start talking to him and giving him clues on how to escape or whatever. And as we find out in a little bit later is the grabber, he also has this ability. Although whenever he heard the phone ring and picked it up, nobody was there.
Yeah.
Which was probably when he was a kid, there was no dead ghosts to talk to. So until he started murdering people.
Yeah.
Then so Finney gets grabbed after like he's like the fifth kid or the
sixth.
But
why
kid.
Does he go up to the car? Like, there's a grabber. I know he mentions he's like, are those black balloons? And then it's like too late by then.
By then I think that's what tips him off that he's like, oh shit. Because his sister had told him about the black balloons. Yeah. This guy, he's a magician. He's like, oh, do you want to see a magic trick? Really, this
playing clumsy, as in Buffalo Bill in Silence of the Lambs. Like, help me! Right. I just dropped all my stuff. Can you help me?
Right.
Which I'm gonna teach my child. No, like, sorry, no, don't help.
Run. I've already taught Maddie that.
Yeah.
Do not talk to
people.
She's
18, so I hope. I would hope that lesson would come around 6 years old.
I taught her many things when she was young. Yeah. And we had code words and everything. All right.
That's good. No, that's very important. The whole movie's basically, they do cut to other scenes, but it's basically in that basement.
It is. And I think the whole movie. There's the scene with the brother. They added that in. They were halfway through making the movie and realized that the audience needed a break.
Yeah.
We needed to breathe for a second. So we added in this cocaine addicted like brother who is
who's solving the crime, doesn't know that it's happening literally in his basement.
Yeah. So Finney is the last one to get captured, and his sister, who has seen some other people's stuff, is trying to get visuals for her. They have an alcoholic father who is hurting that his wife killed herself because she would believe so much in her dreams, and then he ends up beating Gwen because of her dreams, and he thinks the same thing's going to happen.
But at first he comes off as a dick, and you think you don't like the dad, and you realize he just has other trauma going on. Not justifying him beating his kids or anything like that. And they actually wanted the director to cut that scene out. And he's like, why? It's not like this doesn't happen. This isn't illegal what he's doing. Like,
in 1978, that was not illegal.
Yeah. It still happens now, but probably I would think less, but I don't know for sure. So it's an important part in there. It's not, you don't want to watch it, but like that happened, so. Oh, but then overall, once Finney goes missing, the dad kind of becomes more lovable. I'm not gonna say lovable.
Not lovable, but he becomes a little.
You realize he does love his kids, and he's worried. And by the end, he's like gonna be a better dad. He just probably shouldn't drink anymore, ever.
Well, I think he then comes to realize that Gwen's dreams were actually happening and helping, and
he was just worried that she was gonna take after her mom
her mother.
People would think she's crazy, and then the cops are at his work, not justifying his behavior in any means, but that was what he was more so worried about. I was just gonna mention, just like more of a side note, that one of the kids mentioned the paper boy is a reference to a little boy from Iowa.
Thank you.
We're not allowed to say where we're from. Iowa, where Shea lives. She's like, I'm cutting this out. Anyway, I thought of you when I saw that, who was never found, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, very sad. So what ends up happening is all of the boys that are giving Finney information, they're going, okay, calm down. We're going to help you through this. So each person who's calling is giving different advice. Oh, I tried the window. Here, try this. Or hey, try this. Or dig a hole here.
I did this. Yeah.
I did this. Yeah. So dig a hole or bring some stuff out of the wall or whatever. But if you notice at the end, when he comes to his fight scene with the grabber, every single thing that the kids have told him to do has helped him escape, which is the crate in the hole, the grabber fell
putting
into
dirt
it,
in the
phone, or the getting the meat out of the freezer for the dog.
The cable from the wall, which was the Sinister or the Sinister poster, I believe.
Yeah, the poster of the girl painting the wall, and
they all help him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's able to
escape or kill the grabber. Really, he killed him, and so he was able to do that.
But the kids warn him beforehand, like, don't go upstairs. It's a trap. He's going to beat you.
It's a trap. He's going to beat you.
And he's just sitting up there with a belt, or he has some.
He has a belt. He has a belt that he's like.
Why is he shirtless?
With the, I don't know.
I thought it was interesting though. Like, he wears different masks throughout the film that all reveal different parts of his face.
Mm-hmm.
They were all created by Tom Savini. Mm-hmm. The famous special effects. I'm going to say guru, the god of special effects is what I refer to him as. I think he's not just he's a big deal. So he did all these masks, and I just thought it was interesting that it's not always the same masks. It does change.
The bottom one has 3 different things, and the top stays, so you can interchange them.
Mm-hmm. So maybe he's kind of revealing what he looks like overall, but like I guess if you don't see it at once, you would.
Right, and then of course, even then when Finney rips off his mask, he still hides his face because he doesn't want anyone to see. Like at that point, do you not think that you've lost? You think, well, I can still get out of here. No one needs to know what I look like. Eventually, his brother does find out what he's done, and he goes.
He's a little unhinged. He's not really reasonable. He's clearly got some crazy issues.
So his brother finds out what he's doing. Finds out it's in the basement, sees the kid, and it's like, oh, I'm going to get you out of here. And then the grabber comes down and kills his brother and stabs him in the head with an axe.
Rude. Like, it's your brother. Because he didn't like
we care, obviously.
So much
He's
love.
a cokehead. What do you want? Got problems.
Brother, it was because he needed the coke to help him solve the crime. Okay. That's how it works.
That's the
police
problem.
Are like, clean up next time, or whatever they say to him. They're like,
I love the cops go over and they look at his lines, and he's like, stupid.
But he's not wrong, he's figuring out
he does figure it. He does. He figures it out eventually, and there you go, and then you die. Because I don't think the kids appear in any kind of order.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of mentions them, right, as they go missing. It's all quick in the beginning. It's like the news stories, and then
it's all very quick, very fast, very quick. Yeah, and it doesn't show much until Gwen starts dreaming about this Vance kid. Yeah, and sees him go into that house, and she's like, "That's the address. They need to go there."
And she doesn't realize that it's across the street.
It's across the street is the house that she saw her brother trying to escape from.
Yeah,
but either way,
she was so close to escaping. That whole scene just gave me stress because, like,
dude, I was like, why don't you scream?
I know, that's the one thing my mom always taught me, because she's like, just start screaming, because whatever they take you away to do is going to be worse than what they do to you on the street. So don't listen to them. Don't let them.
If they're like, I'm going to stab you, well, then you fucking stab the shit out of me, and I better fucking die.
Because they probably won't do it,
right? Because someone will come out, and then they'll be caught. They'll need to run away before they do anything to you. So, lesson here, people. World. If someone kidnaps you, scream and kick and everything as much as you can.
Don't let them take you away. It's only going to get worse.
Well, he got taken away because he got sprayed with some kind of weird shit that
chloroform. I don't know what it was.
Hey, spray someone with chloroform? I thought you just. I don't know how science
it's some
works.
Type of oxide. Maybe
it's some kind
I don't know. It's some type of
spray, and I was like, "Holy crap!"
Don't go up to a magician and like no, just stop it. Very bad kid.
Don't do that. So the grabber was based off of real life serial killers such as Ted Bundy, John Wayne Gacy, Jeffrey Dahmer. Bundy would use a ruse to lure his victims in to his car. John Wayne Gacy used a belt on his victims. And Jeffrey Dahmer had one victim escape from his apartment, and then he got him back.
Yes.
Got him back. So they all tie into the grabber. But then, even then, like at the end, so Finney wins. He beats the shit out of this guy. He kills him. Escapes, comes out of the house, and then the cops are like, "Oh shit, you're across the street." I don't know how much later he goes back to school like a hero. I'm like literally bothered by that entire last scene because I'm like, how are you not traumatized?
Because he lived. I mean, he's going to be traumatized. But what's better though than you just stay home and be traumatized? I mean, I'd probably go back to school too.
I don't
want normalcy again. That girl likes you. That
I guess that
the
helps.
Girl he liked. Remember when life was simple and that's all that mattered? It's like, oh, the cute boy. I mean, I long for those days. Now I can give a shit.
You're like, that's nice. Go away.
I'm like, I got things to do. Did you read about Jason Blum of Blumhouse, obviously, sending the black phone to Scott Derrickson?
No, tell me about that.
So Derrickson had sent him the script, and in order to say like, yes, I'm green lighting this, Jason Blum sent him a black phone. So Scott Derrickson had just moved. His other house had burned down in 2019. He just moved into a house in August 2021, and he installed the black phone in the basement, and it rang. But Jason Blum had set it to speed dial his cell phone as soon as he lifted it off the cradle. So,
that's funny.
But in his mind, he's like, what the hell? So I thought that was really cute. I like those kind of, from a horror fan to horror fan.
No, I love it. I love it.
Mm-hmm. I thought that was adorable.
Yeah, I do like that he doesn't, you're not seeing all of the things. You're just kind of overhearing things and piecing it together in your head, which makes everything, again, much more scarier.
Yeah, I always enjoy that. I don't have to see everything happen. I didn't have to see him kill all the other kids, but them coming and telling the story and how Finney can escape, that's enough.
I love that.
That drives the story.
I do love it.
So how many black phones?
I give it 5 out of 5.
What? 5 out of 5?
5 out of 5 black phones.
Ooh. I can't do that.
But... I know, but I did because of the nostalgia of it and everything.
I'm going to say 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5 black
4 out of 5?
Solid movie. Would recommend anybody to watch it.
I absolutely recommend.
Yeah, I've watched it, I think, 5 times now. So very enjoyable.
I do love it. I do. Yeah, so.
Great work.
Until next time, people. Like us on Facebook and Instagram and all the other crap, and follow us on YouTube and like, subscribe, share. Say yes.
I guess I should be kissing this piece of creep. No, it's much better.
You're creepy. All right.
I am creepy.
Bye.
All right.
I can't hold on. Also, side note, I did put on Twitter that small video of us talking about how we should get Stephen King on, and I tagged him in it.
Oh, okay. So I think he's gonna call us and want to be on the show. Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
I totally think so. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Gonna happen. Absolutely.